Welcome to the DPV podcast, episode 20. We are doing our Rubicon trip recap, and I've got a bunch of lovely people with me today. So let's get into it.
Whoa.
Let's go.
All right, we've got Emily and Jared. Got my wife, Allison. We just finished the Rubicon yesterday. You should have seen us. We were filthy.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah.
That shower was amazing. Felt so good. But first, let's talk about kind of like our anticipation for the trip. What were the expectations? What did you think was going to happen? You want to give this a go?
I think the only reason I want to give it a go is because I had none. I was the most under-prepared of the group mentally. Physically, I packed everything that we could have needed. So that was fine. But mentally was not prepared. I maybe should have logged onto YouTube and watched a video or like read a paragraph about what we were about to embark on. I just, envisioned a lot more dirt and road and a lot less rock and climb. So.
And this trail, if anybody has done it before, you know that it's just relentless boulders, one after another.
From the get.
I did tell her that this was going to be the hardest wheeling that we have ever done in our lives. And she has gone wheeling with me. It's been a little bit, but you've gone wheeling with me before.
Yeah, but this is very different.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I had expectations. I knew a little bit that it was going to be rocky and bouldery, but again, I thought that there was going to be more reprieve in between. I also did not expect to be hiking half of it.
That's true.
That was another. I wish I would have had different shoes.
I wish I had packed more socks. I think that was
too.
the only thing that I was short on. Yeah.
I wish I would have packed different shoes as well. I had rolled my ankle a couple times. What about you, Jared?
My expectations, I looked at videos. I kind of did some research, but the videos don't do it justice at all. No. Some of the stuff, as you'll see throughout some of the videos, look a lot worse than they actually were. And then other videos, or other spots, I should say, were worse than what I thought they would be, such as when I got stuck on a rock, you know, stuff like that. So couldn't let your guard down for a second.
Not for a second. What vehicle modifications or checks that you did before the trip?
The main thing I did is I changed all the fluids in my diffs. I was going to do tranny, but with the Jeeps, they say not to even touch them. They're lifetime fluids on those. But just mainly just good fluids, checked my skid plates and everything, or lack thereof. I got the stock skid plates and everything, but could have definitely used more. The winch, made sure all that stuff worked, and all in all, just your normal run-of-the-mill stuff is all I really checked. Probably should have checked the Blackstone. That's probably one on the next bucket list to check. But
for sure. For me, it was finishing my Jeep. That was kind of a big deal. But once I got all of our gear loaded, so I have 63-inch Chevy rear springs on it, and I eliminated the overload, and it worked really well until I've never had that much camping gear in it, and it was like inverting the springs. So I ended up, the Friday that we left, swapping out those leaf springs, and definitely needed that, because I think even as is, we bottomed out a few times because it's just bouncy. Yeah, skid plates, winch, all fluids, changed oil, changed transmission fluid, checked the gearboxes, all that kind of stuff. And then, just make sure we got our recovery gear.
Yeah, that came in handy.
Tools, lifts.
Always.
Yep, tools, high lift, all came in handy. What about packing for the family?
I think we did pretty good. There wasn't a ton of extra that we didn't need. I tried to really pare down. We still probably brought more luxury than a lot of people would. We got sleeping cots and mats and some of that kind of stuff that obviously we could have gone without. You get filthy, and that's why I think one pair of socks a day was not enough. There's just dirt in every crevice, and maybe if we had different shoes, some of that would have been different. And their kids just climbed on everything and in and out and
Any boulder they could find.
any boulder and tree and sap. And so I think we changed like a couple of times throughout the day, and especially with the chillier in the morning, hotter in the middle of the day, and then chillier again at night. Like we kind of went through all different, and then it rained on us the last night. So
Did you have a poncho for that?
I didn't have a poncho. My whole family had raincoats. So that was great for them. On one of our last obstacles, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even the obstacles when you got
Yeah.
stuck on the road part. It started to like downpour as Emily and I are out there, film crew, without
terrible, though.
our ponchos. No.
I thought it felt refreshing, honestly.
Well, probably did because you had just moved 800 pounds of boulders up and down a hill to try and prop up a tire.
Yeah, the strongman training came in clutch for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
So
I would also suggest don't bring white socks because I now have to throw away all of the socks that I brought from
Well, I
myself.
think we're throwing away all of our shoes.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, our shoes are trash.
Hiking boots would be more essential, I think, next time.
Yeah, than
Smart.
tennis shoes.
Instead of Adidas tennis shoes.
I mean, they held up well, but there's no way we'll be able to get the dirt out of some of that.
No.
You talked about the luxury items. I think, like, yeah, it took a little extra effort packing, but those cots made the little bit of sleep that we got a lot better. So
Yeah.
I think it was worth it.
We probably didn't need the 2 toilets. I would say that was one thing I
Yeah.
didn't know about the Rubicon. I felt like there were rest stops, like
Yeah.
numerous of them, and so I wouldn't panic about not being able to make it to the next.
Right.
So we probably didn't need to bring that, and they were all stocked with toilet paper and I mean all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I think that like on the Rubicon Trail Foundation website, it says there's 20 toilet spots. I felt like there's more than that.
I felt like
Maybe each
more than
spot
that.
had more than one toilet. But I wouldn't. They're not nice toilets. They're nice to have. I appreciate that they're there, but they're mostly used by dudes that need to poop. So, like, they're. I wouldn't say they're nice, but it's better than popping a squat in the woods. And there's no place to dig a hole because everything's rock.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that first day. So getting to the trail, that was what I was actually most worried about because I have an old Jeep with a 1969 Impala engine in it. Everything's mechanical. I've got a full spool. Like, it's not built for the street. And there was like, I don't know, 60 miles of winding mountain roads. And it actually did fine. It drank a lot of fuel, but it did fine.
It was cold.
It was cold. It was very cold.
It was real cold
It's an open top Jeep.
to open everything Jeep.
Yeah, no heater. We did not adequately prepare for that, but luckily, thank you,
Emily had some
Jared,
beanies.
and blankets. And
Yeah.
that
The
kind of
Phoenix
stuff.
crew brought the winter gear because
We're not about to be cold.
they're cold everywhere. So
When we met up at that gas station, our Jeep said 36 degrees.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I could see my breath the entire time we were driving.
I thought
Like
the low was like 45.
I was supposed to be, but the Jeep said 36.
It's
when we
also
pulled
not
out.
supposed to rain, so
Yeah.
it was chilly. So that was hard.
basically, don't look at the weather. Just prepare
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah, because it's the end of July. You think that it's going to be warm and you're not going to need winter gear.
Yeah,
I slept in winter pants the first night.
it was cold and it was hot and it rained.
Yeah.
You got all of it.
Yeah.
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 But that first day on the trail, when we get to the trailhead, what were you guys thinking?
I mean, it looked
Allison's
really cool.
Not going to do well.
Well, the trailhead wasn't like where we stopped and like took picture at like the Rubicon and yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys handled all that kind of stuff. Emily and I were just taking pictures and kind of like taking it in. And it was while it was a cold drive, it was a beautiful drive. And it's right there by that like dam. And so it like looked really cool. And it's cool to see people coming off the trail. That first group coming off the trail, they were like just really excited and having a great time. And so at that point, I was feeling great.
Yeah.
Until somebody was being towed out.
That was as we were driving onto the trail. I think that's when my anxiety
Same.
started to skyrocket. And
Yeah.
there was another Jeep getting towed off. And like from someone who doesn't know mechanical stuff, like looked like a very capable Jeep.
Yeah.
Every Jeep that we saw there in the beginning that was broken or getting towed or almost tipping over. All of that happened, I think, within the first quarter mile. All of those to me looked like, oh, those things could wheel and do anything. And so my faith in our group went down and my anxiety went up.
Yeah. I second that. I mean, like she was saying, the first quarter mile, you see a broken down Toyota getting pulled out from way back in the back. And then you see the rigs that are towing them on 40s and tons coming out of there, and your eyes kind of open up and go, what did I get myself into? But I mean, like she was saying, right off the bat, you catch up with people, you see some stuff, and it's amazing, kind of how you progressively get better along the trail.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get to Gatekeeper, which is the first obstacle, and there's yet another broken vehicle, and we have to wait for like 45 minutes while the trail gets cleared, and we're kind of walking the trail trying to figure out how in the world are we going to get through there. But we actually, after that XJ was out of the way, we cruised through there pretty easy.
I forgot about that part. That one was broken down. Then there was the one on the first rock climb that they had their whole tire off. And
the broken axle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then right after that, when we got up on top of those rocks, is when we saw that other one.
Whalebones.
Yeah, tipping up. And so that was all just super compact right in the beginning. And I was like, this is 3 days. I'm not going to make it. Like, my mental capacity was.
Yeah, she had kind of this ghost look in her face. Pretty much until camp, I think, that first day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I probably had the same look.
Yeah.
To be
The only
honest with
difference
you.
was I had my eyes closed for most of it.
So did I.
Oh, okay. As the driver. There was a lot of holding onto the harness and just like tip your head back, like kind of when the roller coaster is just taking off and you're like, all right, God, here we go. Like,
I had just cramping cheeks from smiling the whole time because I had been wanting to go on this trip for 20 years. I remember back before like YouTube was really even a thing, just, I mean, people didn't go on YouTube to make money or anything. They just post videos once in a while, completely unedited. And I would see them from the Jeep forums, like, hey, we just did the Rubicon. Here's a few clips. I'm like, oh man, I want to go there. And so to finally be on the trail was just like kind of surreal for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of knew it was going to be hard based that Jeep has a model named the Rubicon that they specifically build for the trail. So I knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, for sure. That first day, what was your favorite obstacle?
Probably whalebones. Going up that, watching that Jeep almost loop out over it, and then being able to just crawl right up that, no problem. That kind of gave me a little bout of confidence for the remainder of the trail, I'd say.
Cool. I'm trying to think of what happened after whalebones. Was there...
besides your transmission?
Besides my transmission. What other obstacles were there?
I mean, Gatekeeper, that was a eye-opener, like you said, just looking at that going, whoa, and seeing the broken rigs, then whalebones, and then, I mean, it was just relentless all the way to winter camp.
Was V-Notch that first day?
No,
That was second day.
I think it was just the boulders were so big. It wasn't necessarily big obstacles after that, but it was just constant, like, trying to maneuver over all these huge boulders.
Yeah. I think my favorite, like, wheeling moment that first day was when we got past Gatekeeper and we went over a couple of other obstacles. I don't remember what their names were, but we got up onto the slabs and there's just that massive view. Yeah. And just talking to the other Jeep people on the trail was really fun. But when it opened up to that just gorgeous view, that was my favorite wheeling part of the first day.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Did have a transmission leak issue. My dipstick tube kept popping out because it's not the right dipstick for that transmission. Because I threw the Jeep together over the last year. And it kept proving to be a problem. And so ended up going through a few quarts of transmission fluid, but we made it to camp. Any other moments that stood out that first day?
I don't think so. I think getting to camp was
A relief.
kind of like
A breath of fresh air, if you will.
Yeah. And because of the transmission, I'm understanding that's why we stopped earlier than we were
Yeah.
anticipating.
Right.
Which made me a little bit nervous. Like, ooh, if Josh has this like kind of time down to, we need to make it this far on this day, this far on this day. And if we're already not making it where we need, like, what is that going to be? But pulling into that area, no one else was there. Like, that was just really cool to then kind of like set up camp. If you can't imagine, I don't do a lot of just like dry, rough camping. I'm a little more of a hotel type person, or motorhome style camping. So that just was kind of cool to like set up this whole camp and this area. And our kids, when we're saying they went feral, we mean they like
Like Lord of the Flies.
is what was happening on those campsites. And it was just really cool to see them. Like, not a one of them was asking for an electronic or
No, that was the best
candy or this, that, or the other. They were making up their own dances and singing their own music. And it was just really cool to watch them. Like, they had these giant lily pads that they wore on their head and created a game out of it. Like, that's just really cool to be raising kids in such a technology world and be able to watch them shift into that. I think that is kudos to us as parents to be able to do that.
For those who don't know, they're 11, 9, 9, and 7. So the fact that they were entertained and not complaining and just getting along, and we actually had to force them to go to bed after being on the trail all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Not one electronic gas the entire time.
No.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So I think that, I mean, like, obviously we had our phones and we were recording and stuff. It's kind of cool that it's in SOS. So you really
That
can
was
like
the best
focus
part.
on the trail and focus on each other and hang out. But yeah, they didn't even ask, like, we play a game on your phone or anything like that. They were just in the dirt and filthy. Like, you'll see probably in a lot of the videos and pictures.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Emily's kids have the blondest hair, and it was like brown towards the end.
Dreadlocks by the end.
Yeah.
Sure. When we got to camp, we had to set up and stuff. So I'm trying to pull stuff off the roof of the Jeep, and I'm tired. And I stepped down with something in my hand, sleeping bag or something, and roll my ankle and grab onto the top of the door, which there's no glass anymore. I reach inside the door and about cut my finger off on the sheet metal.
Pretty close.
Oh my gosh, it was deep and it hurt. And I haven't cut myself that good in a while. Actually got a little woozy. But luckily Allison's a nurse. She fixed me up.
That ghost look, yeah, that was what you had.
We all had it at some point.
Yeah.
So that was my ghost moment. Got me fixed up. Like we said, the kids just singing and dancing, climbing. And then we go to start making our fajitas. And for some reason, that Blackstone regulator was just spitting out propane.
Yeah, it did not like us. I mean, we went to go hook it up. It's worked great 100 times. And then all of a sudden, regulator just doesn't work. And so what do? Whip out the trusty old jet boil. But the problem was we only had a percolator coffee pot, like a 12 cup. And that was the only pot that we brought because we thought we were going to be cooking on the Blackstone. So we improvised, and the ladies ended up cooking probably some of the best fajitas we've ever had out of a 12-cup coffee pot and a jet boil. It was amazing.
Oh, man. They were so good.
It actually worked out a lot better than I anticipated it would.
Yeah.
We just had to do it in batches because we couldn't cook it all at once.
Well, I feel like we had just a good like assembly line because it was do the meat, season it up, then you had to take that out, wrap it in foil to keep it warm, then do a batch of veggies, and so we just fed the kids, fed the boys, fed the girls, like just in little batches. So, and then we turned around and made coffee in it the next morning.
And we made breakfast in it, too,
Oh,
the next morning.
and then
That's
we
what I was
made-
going to say,
we
yeah.
had sausage and eggs.
Hash browns.
Yeah.
We made breakfast burritos.
Yep. Got very creative.
Yeah, and those were also delicious.
Yeah, everything.
The first day we were actually trying to make it to Buck Island Lake, but because of my dipstick tube leak, we needed to let that cool off. We ended up tie wiring it down really tight and then put some JB weld on it, which I'm probably going to regret later, but it got us off the trail. Definitely slowed it down. There's still a pinhole leak in there somewhere, but it was going through like a quarter day instead of a quarter
minute?
Yeah. Instead of a waterfall of trans fluid. So we knew that day 2 we're going to have to make up some ground because day 2 we're trying to make it to Rubicon Springs. But I think after day 1, everybody's confidence kind of went up. The girls ended up hiking a lot more the rest of the trip.
Probably about 3/4 of day 2 we hiked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And up and down, like twice. Because we would like climb up to put the children in a safe spot. Then we would climb back down, video, and then climb back up.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
it wasn't just like we walked 2 miles. I think I put in like 8.
I didn't have my watch on, but I definitely got my steps in.
I know that I was getting like 15 to 17,000 steps, and I was driving. So, like when I would get out and walk the trail to kind of get an idea what we needed to do, and then spot Jared is spotting me. So yeah, you guys probably got 25,000 steps, I bet.
Probably.
And not easy steps. It's like
slippery,
hiking up and down.
Dirty. Did we mention it's like
Dirt.
filthy dirt? So it's just, it's billowing up in your face. It's just everywhere.
Oh, and the exhaust coming out of the Chief in my face in all these videos. You're welcome.
That exhaust, well, for one, it's carbureted. 2, it was running very rich because of the elevation and the angles. And then the exhaust points straight down into the dirt.
which blows
So
more
not
dust.
only would the exhaust get you, the dust would get you.
I'm bent down, it dies, and he starts it up with black smoke. It's just in my face. I'm like, it's fine, don't worry.
Probably knocked a couple years off your life. Sorry.
All for the YouTube. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
All for the
So
video.
go watch the videos, okay?
We put a lot of hard work into
Yeah.
that.
But day 2, the obstacles were awesome. We did V-Notch. We did Arnold's Rock, which was pretty cool. We did,
Oh my gosh.
Was it Little? No.
We did the bypass on Little Sluice, right?
Little, yeah, which is still
was
hard.
still, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
after winter camp.
Yeah,
That
right
one
after
was
winter
long.
camp. Yeah, that was long, and it had some cool stair steps on it. And then the drop down after the bypass to Mud Lake, that was pretty crazy. V-Notch looked cool.
Yeah, that one, when we got to, we're not doing that. Like, I think this is where we turn around. Yeah.
Numerous times where I would
Yeah.
get to it and I'm like, is this are we going forward? Like, what are we driving?
How?
Where's the road? And there were markers, like, obviously every now and then, but I questioned sometimes, like, this isn't a road. Like, where are we?
I now have no more questions about what the Jeeps and the vehicles can do because it's insane.
Yeah. Oh, it was Old Sluice that was on day 2. And Old Sluice is kind of on the side of a mountain and kind of goes on the slabs a little bit. Had some cool little drop offs and stuff, but gravity was on our side on that one, I'm pretty sure. There was one point where it was a very, very steep drop off, and I got my front tire into a rock, and an old CJ7 that was very, very capable showed up right at the same time. He just pulled in front of me. We winched where I could get it level and start it back up again.
Yep.
So,
I think that was the first time you used the winch.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, we didn't
I
use it at all the first day.
I think that was.
hung up right before the slabs, or was I able to back up and?
I think you were.
Yeah, we didn't use it at all.
I think that was the
day.
first time.
Yeah, it was in day 2.
Okay. Yeah, and then made it to Buck Island Lake, had some lunch, and that place is awesome. I can see why, like, all the forums and videos and stuff say, like, oh, I wish I would have spent more time at Buck Island, because it was pretty cool. How was the water, Emily?
Cold.
I thought it was refreshing. It felt.
I may have been born in the Northwest, but I've been in Phoenix for way too long. I can't do the cold water.
Oh, it was very cold, but once you got in, it felt awesome.
It did feel good once I finally dunked my head because we were so filthy.
Yeah.
It felt good, but I
And
wasn't
I
in there
think
too
I
long.
stayed clean for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah. We got up and out, and then that's when we saw that bear there in that campsite. I was already filthy by that point.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to see the bear. I mean, unfortunate for those folks who did not tidy up their food, but it was kind of fun to see a bear.
Yeah. From afar.
Yeah, from afar.
From afar.
Not super far. I mean,
girls-
Jared threw a rock near it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was.
It was about 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls were like going to the bathroom, and that's when we saw the bear. So like all the kids were out. One of them was in the porta potty.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, didn't know exactly what to do, but we come to find out they're not real aggressive towards humans. They just want your food.
Yeah.
I think some of the hardest wheeling on day 2 was actually right at Buck Island, and none of that stuff's named. It's just like
Part of the trail.
giant rock faces that you have to go up and down, and that's where I think both of us had to winch.
Yeah, we both got stuck. I mean, we'd get in. Your problem was, I think you could have made it, but your carburetor issue was just the hindrance the whole time on anything vertical for you. And mine was a clearance issue. I didn't have the ground clearance needed to get over some of those things, so we get stuck. And with a stock drivetrain, more or less, I didn't want to risk snapping an axle. So when in doubt, winch out.
Yeah. We could have probably bumped things a little bit harder, but our goal was to make it through without breaking anything major. So, and we did that.
Yeah.
All right. After Buck Island, we had Big Sluice. Big Sluice was gnarly looking.
Thank God we went down that.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine coming the other way and going up that.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have made it.
We would have made it.
It would be a lot more winching.
Would have taken a lot longer.
Lot more
Gravity was
winching.
super helpful. I think that's where, I mean, Emily and I we hiked that entire
I think you guys did too.
obstacle. And that was when we even started like doing way more spotting, because I didn't feel like you guys could even get out sometimes to spot, just because it was so treacherous. Like, well, I mean, you had your makeshift park break situation, but a lot of the time, you guys didn't get out, and Emily and I would just go and try and help spot and then film. I mean,
And I thought it was so cool. Like Allison, day 1 to day 2, she was a different person.
Yeah.
Like,
I think everybody was.
all
she's
of
like,
us
oh,
were.
this can work. We can make it through. And like her spotting was great, and she's even using like driver passenger, like the right lingo. So
I'm a quick learner.
Yeah, she did awesome.
Except for anything in relation to the parts. I think there were numerous times. I was like, Jared, it's like the circle thing, and there's sticks. You're gonna hit that, and so. But you guys are smart enough that you understand what that.
It.
You're like, oh, okay, I know what I need to do then. So, I knew some of the lingo, but certainly not the parts.
Yeah. And there were a few more obstacles after Big Sluice, maybe not named ones. Oh, we made it to the old green bridge, which was really cool. It felt like we're gonna make it at that point.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of hope.
And then made it to Rubicon Springs.
Oh my gosh.
Like an oasis.
Oh my gosh,
felt-
it was awesome.
Like we were like on The Walking Dead, and like when they make it to like one of the oasis cities or whatever it is, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Felt like civilization, even though it was so far from civilization. That's what it felt like. I was like, we made it to the resort.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
And we went and talked to the caretaker and like told him, hey, the Blackstone broke. Is there anything you can do to help us out with cooking? He was like, oh, actually, you guys can come camp back here. And he brought us back to the VIP area, gave us a nice little spot right next to the river. And we were able to use their Blackstone, their picnic tables.
Yeah.
There was running water to wash your hands.
Yeah, that was
Running water.
Yeah.
And there was a stage for the girls.
Oh, they love it.
Oh my gosh.
It was in preparation for the Jeepers Jamboree.
Yeah,
Or
one of
the-
them.
Yeah.
one of those. So they kind of owned all that stuff and had it all prepped. So we donated to them to at least thank them for letting us use their stuff. And thanks again, guys, if you're watching this.
Yeah, it was, oh man, that was so refreshing. And the kids went swimming some more. I got in the water. That water was colder than Buck Island. That was a cold, cold river, but it felt good. Felt good to get cleaned up.
Yeah, that was just my ankles on that one.
I sat down in the water.
Yeah, you did.
I did not put my head under the water.
I think the girls swam for like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. How those kids kept going and going and going. Because they hiked just as much as Allison and I did. It was
And they
insane.
danced. Every time we would stop and Emily and I were filming, they put on a
Choreographing.
production.
In the background.
And so they had a dance going, and then, okay, girls, we got to go up further. Great. They would just hike up, go to the next. We put them by trees a lot just because that was like a good platform spot for them. And they created some kind of dance or something. And yeah, there was the stage and the helicopter pad at the Springs that they were like, it's so great that these are here for us to perform on.
They wanted to walk more than ride. Like if we made them get in the Jeep, they were mad that they had to be in the Jeeps because they wanted to walk.
Yeah, they wanted to explore.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think they wanted to be together. That was part of it with the Jeeps. Like then they were partnered off 2 and 2. And it was like, well, that's not as fun as when we're all 4 like a little group.
Yeah.
So
it was fun to hear him cheer us on too when we get to hard obstacles. After the Springs, I mean, day 3 was Cadillac Hill was like the big one.
Yeah.
That one kind of surprised. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. That was probably some of the worst anxieties, not knowing, you know, and you could see on the map all the named obstacles, but like we said before, it was the no named obstacles that kind of snuck up and bit you.
Yeah.
I mean, Arnold's Rock, I'm expecting this big thing, and all of a sudden it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then Cadillac Hill, like I said, you get there, and even the hairpin portion of it wasn't bad. It was the little things in the middle that would get us every time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that was my biggest worry on like day 3 is like, well, what's coming? And then once we finally started seeing some smaller stock UTVs, a relatively stock Toyota, I knew we were kind of home free. I'm like, well, if they made it this far, we're golden.
Right.
Until we almost didn't.
That brings
until
me
a tree root got the best of Jared.
Exactly. And I let my guard down for 1 second, and it bit me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was after Cadillac Hill, I think.
Yeah,
We thought
that
we were
was
on
on the
the home
last.
stretch.
Yeah, we thought we were good. Everything was. I was almost ready to even take it out of 4 low, and then that one tree root and that rock position just right just got me stuck.
Yeah, so we had to use the high lift and a short strap and jack up both rear tires, stack rocks underneath, and then winch forward. Did spiral the driveline a little bit, but no driveline vibes, right?
No, I mean there's a slight vibration because I lost one of the weights, which is now my new keepsake
Yeah.
for the Rubicon Trail. But outside of that, I am honestly surprised at how well that Jeep did as far as damage wise. I mean, obviously the undercarriage are dents and dings, and my rock,
Lots of scraping.
yeah. But for what it was, it did amazing.
Yeah. I had issues on Cadillac Hill because of carburetor, and I ran out of gas. Yes. So I did bring some fuel, and it probably wasn't. I think it would have been enough to get to Tahoma, but I don't think it would have got me back to South Lake Tahoe.
I think finding those people that gave us that little bit of extra gas definitely helped.
Bought like 4 gallons off a side by side, and so thank you for that if you're watching this. But yeah, I think if I deal with the fuel delivery issues on the Jeep, it's gonna be a crawling machine. That thing with that 203 205 doubler, that was amazing. It really worked well. On Cadillac Hill, there was a spring, and it made kind of a bunch of the boulders wet. That made it where you had to kind of throttle down because it was slippery.
That got scary, like especially after when we're on our home stretch, and that rain started. And you felt how slippery those rocks got. I was just, ooh, this brings a whole new layer to everything.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't wait another hour at Rubicon Springs.
No.
I agree. It would have been a lot trickier.
So, but we made it. We made it to Observation Point, took some pictures, did some lunch there, and we were kind of leapfrogging with this other group that had a couple TJs, or a TJ and a JL maybe.
Yeah, it was jail.
Yeah, and so
They were a group of 3, but then
Yeah, that was the guy that broke the axle right on
in
wheel
the
bones.
very, very, very beginning. Yeah.
And so they helped snap some pictures, so that was cool. It felt good to get home. It felt good to hit that pavement at the staging area.
Yeah, once we hit that pavement, there's a huge wave of relief came over me and said, finally, we made it.
I'm not going to lie. I teared up a little bit. I'm like, we made it. Oh my gosh, we made it.
For like lots of reasons. Like,
Yeah.
that's so like thankfulness of like, oh my gosh, we made it. And then the like, holy cow, look what we just
Yeah.
went.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like this whole wave of emotion. Yeah.
I think it's like the epitome of do hard things with your family. Like,
Especially considering day 1, Jared wanted to turn around.
Jared and I wanted to turn around. It would have been the two of us going back.
Josh and I would have made it. Jared and Allison would have been gone.
I don't know. You just gotta. There's always a way. There's always a way to make it through. Yeah, there's a lot of problem solving, which that's my favorite part of wheeling is the problem solving. Trying to just take what you have and make it work. And it was great to work together as a team. I think we were close to begin with, but I think we're closer now.
Yeah. Well, I think just to the anticipation, we've been talking about this trip for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then thinking, are we really going to make it? Is it really going to work? Is everything going to stay intact? And it did.
Yeah. Even just getting here with like your trailer issues and like.
That's a whole different chapter.
Like each part just felt like this other little like, okay, we got over this. Like we figured out this. So.
Yeah. It was awesome. I'd love to do it again. I want to go do other trails that are similar across the country because I think it's a fun way to travel for me.
It is fun.
And it's nice to sandwich it between some relaxation. So we're spending a few days on the front end and back end in Lake Tahoe, which is nice. Yeah. I think we could do the same thing in Moab.
Yeah.
Except for maybe find pedicures the day after if I'm walking that whole trail again.
All right.
Your film crew would like a little bit of an upgrade.
All right. Yeah,
Luckily, Moab's not as dusty.
Yeah. But anyway, any final thoughts?
My final thoughts, you can never be too prepared. Luckily, we had an extra stove. We had all the correct recovery gear.
Yep.
We had supplemental gear for if that gear broke.
Yeah.
The winches were clutch. I mean, we would have been really hosed without winches. I think you're crazy as hell for running a carburetor, especially an Eldbrock on it, but you did it. I'm impressed, as usual. But final thoughts, don't underestimate the Rubicon because it'll sneak up and bite you if you let it.
Yep, for sure. I've listened to some podcasts, and they're guys that run it all the time. They're like, is this really an 8 out of 10? I would say yes. If you've never done it before, yes, because it's like Emily was saying, there's no reprieve. It's just boulder after boulder after boulder. You don't get any reprieve until the end.
Yeah. I think the last 2-3 miles was the only
and
reprieve
even when
we
they
got.
said it was a dirt road, it wasn't, I mean, maybe a tiny portion of it, but all the portions I thought that were going to be dirt road still had obstacles.
Yeah. Yep. It's just one thing after next, but that's what makes it fun. Yep. So, all right. Well, there's going to be 2 wheeling videos on this trip, plus the trip down here. So be sure to check that out. Tons of action. These girls filmed so much, and our daughters filmed a little bit too. So I got so much footage to go through. It's going to be awesome. And I am looking forward to the next adventure, wherever that is. Heck yeah. All right. We got merch, link down in the description. We've got some affiliate links down there. You can get discounts at Priority Tire and Eastwood. So check those out. And yeah, wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.